Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one, the only, the Azothan. We are here with more, well, guess what? It's Lordaeron the Foremath. Once again, this was not sent in to us by Yusuf, so that means, I know, surprise, surprise, we might actually have a good... Reloof Streaming just followed me. Anyway, I think he just got his name in at the beginning of a video very intelligently. Anywho, Lordaeron the Foremath version 0.26 hotfix. If you'd like to play it, make sure you go to makemehost.com, or, yeah, actually, both of those. Just go to makemehost.com, host it, or find one that's already going. So, let's go through our players real quick while we're looking about the world and realizing instead of black bars, we have this weird fog of war that I'm really fond of. I hope that it stays this way forever and ever, because I can deal with that. Arthas 242 is going to be playing the Highborn. Lich King... Avofellblade in the blue will be controlling the Lich King. Alder in the teal will be controlling Burning Legions. Anoninx in purple will be controlling Dalaran. Donkey in the yellow will be controlling the Dwarves. Rex 5 in the orange trunks will be controlling the Dark Horde. Soon but never in the... Well, he's in green trunks, but I believe he's controlling Shadow Council. And then in the slightly greener trunks, we have Voodoo Juju controlling the Ranger Corps. Zafiro Rose, Calls of the Damned. Gray Trunks, Armageddon, Light Blue, Silver Hand, Dirty Harry. Oh, what happened here? Dirty Harry, Dark Green is controlling Lordaeron, but Dragonmaw clan has left. So there is no Dragonmaw clan. This is currently a 5v6, and we'll be seeing. Of course, the alliance races pretty obviously are going to be the Highborn, Dalaran, Dwarves, Ranger Corps, Silverhand, Lordaeron. And as the game progresses on, these groups are going to find themselves pressed on different edges. You can already see a number of force locations. I've been enjoying this camera for the simple fact that it makes me understand the map in a 3D space. So I can view Althrag and think like, yes, and then it dips down into this river. And I can physically remember going over literally these mountains in World of Warcraft to invade Capital City. But that's a different story for a different time and a different game. The first aggression we're going to be seeing early in the game will be the forces of Outland pushing into the Draenei core. Orange, brown, no, it's not brown really. Brown's going to be busy with the Dwarves. But orange, so Dark Horde, Shadow Council, and Demons are going to want to focus their attention on Light Blue's Draenei base here in Outland. The longer he holds this Maru, the longer he gets to raid Tempest Keep. I didn't understand how this worked in earlier versions, but now that I've played it and been on both sides, I do actually understand. The earlier the bad guys get into Tempest Keep, the bigger their reward. It's not like a super lost thing. Noobs to hire his cheer 200, snagging himself the first place bit. Anywho. Yeah, so the longer that the Light Blue holds onto this, the more money gets drained out of it. It's very similar to Gray's choice early in the game. We can see Gray, our Cult of the Damned player. He gets to choose one of 3 bases in Lordaeron to spawn his beginning base at. So he'll have the option of Skullmance somewhere in the east and somewhere in the west. So middle, like left, middle, right. And all of them have different strategies. I have argued for a Ramstein strategy that I think is pretty possible. Oh, Zafiro Rose actually getting pushed very early by Dirty Harry, but there's a patchwork strategy that I think is possible if you get close to this, where you just grab the shard, you run Kel'Thuzad back, you get Noxoramus, you fly it over, but like it's very tricky to do without having Kel'Thuzad at your base while it's being assaulted. That mana regen is insane. So, our Dalaran player, Purple, is going to be very intelligent and start trying to build these mana generators. He does get pushed back, but he knows that that's the key to winning. That's the key to keeping the Cult of the Damned from pressing too hard. It gives the humans the advantage of having a very reliable fallback situation, because those will like stun and purge all enemy units within the AoE effect of the building. We'll jump around here. We can see that Rex 5 has already... Ooh. Seeming to go heavy into his caster upgrades with defense upgrades as well. But the casters are able to summon those demons. Yusuf has cheered another 100 to become tied. It didn't move you to the first spot? Oh man, that's messed up. It didn't move you to the first spot. Yusuf, I'm sorry, baby. In the meantime, demons seem to be the only ones pressing heavily into the Draenei area. Dark Horde, to be fair, very busy down here with Kargath. A lot of forces focused here. He seems to want to make some kind of push and perhaps destroy Farstrider Lodge early on and join Brown in a combined assault against Dun Algaz, saying, well, fuck the Draenei. Like, why are we going to waste all of our time trying to make that worse? And the answer is, well, because light blue could be potentially pushing with his alliance allies up here north against your Cult of Damn player, but he's not. He's actually just focused entirely on Outland most of the time, and as he should be. But I want to point out that green is also not exactly, he's flying his units over and moving them just west here of Hellfire Citadel. He's going to move them up and around and try to join forces, but I'm just saying. Now hold on here. I think maybe there's like an option, video. Medium. Maybe it's medium. I don't know what it is. Either way, this really gray Fog of War stuff is odd. It's not an effect I've seen before. But the Warcraft 3 engine is such a weird little thing. I hate it.
Research finished.
Trying to figure out, well, there's not action right now. There's minimal because the Horde, the Dark Horde isn't pushing with his ally yet. I seriously do want to know what is up with this. Does anyone else know how or why that happens? I bet you someone hacked me and they're like, I'm gonna make sure Azothan never casts a game. I do agree, Raloof. We need Warcraft 4. It's so important. No one takes first place but me, but Noobs for Hire stayed in first. Can you cheer 1? Is it possible to cheer 1? I wish I could put it down to like a minimum of 1. But I didn't. Can my mods change what my minimum cheer amount is? Oops, hold on. I'm going to try to zoom this out to an understandable yet still dealable area. Farstrider Lodge is open and vulnerable. Ah, there's the Dwarves. Okay, that's who I was expecting to see. The Dwarves now have come in with 0-2 upgrades. That's attack defense. They're going to be very survivable, but when you have upgrades like that, it depends more on your composition, your spell usage, and your positioning than it does your actual upgrades. You can't just steamroll. Rex 5 is 0-1, so probably not able to be steamrolled in the first place. Blackrock champions are very powerful. They don't beat Bear Warriors by like half as much. It's kind of crazy. But right now, the sheer number of Spellwalkers being summoned by the Fellswarm is going to counter the mostly majority heavy armor that the Dwarves do have. Sure, the Riflemen in the back are they're medium armored, but that's not who's doing most of the damage. That being said, the health bar story does tell a different one than what I've just told you, and the fact that Falstad and his Griffins have just flanked in to hit the Dark Horde from behind, well, he's got to get the Demolishers and Siege and Casters out of there. Losing a bunch of summons is not a big deal. Yes, you fed your enemy some XP, but you haven't lost the fight yet. And wow, Legion has actually teleported his Nethrazim here. I think giving up almost entirely, or what's going on here? Okay. Strange choice. Well, will you look at this? It's like I'm tripping. The world has disappeared. Actually, that is odd that the world can dis-goddamn appear like that.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Back into the fight. Draenei are going to hold this basically as long as they want to at this point. Vindicator Maraud on the front lines along with his Anchorite warriors here, pushing the demons back. Outside. Yeah, it's not going to work for you, is it, buddy? Okay. Now, I was going to say the fact that soon but never. Is it snowing outside again? That's so cool. I'm so happy. I love when it snows here. It makes me like a giddy little boy. Alright, back up to the north fight. Sorry, jumping around. Alright. Ooh. The Lich King, of course. We always see our blue players heavily invest in upgrades in this early part of the game because this is, like, everyone expects, I'm going to be here for an hour and a half. If I'm probably going to lose my first race. That's the negative way to look at it, but it's still how people do it. But they'll invest more heavily in upgrades than they will in other stuff. And in fairness, you can, if you're smart, invest in upgrades and invest in events and still have a decent number of units. It just requires knowing your race well. What time to do it. Oh, nice snag right there. You can see Zapharose targeting down these steam tanks one by one, trying to make sure that Dark Green doesn't have the ability to harass his spirit towers from afar and ultimately do any real damage. The more towers he puts down, and the fact that not... Ooh, that was a slick-ass move. I fucking told you. Okay, so that's why we were seeing a little bit of difficulty early on here with the Cult. They did exactly what I was talking about earlier, where they decided to move in and they moved Kel'Thuzad immediately over to Northrend. We're only 9 minutes in and we already have Naxxramas parked inside of his main Great Cauldron base. So difficult to break. Now Zephyros has enough money to upgrade Naxxramas as many times as he wants and do anything in the world. He has 826 gold. What the fuck? What an efficient use of casters in the early game to have left him with so much gold.
Our forces are under attack.
Did you seriously say tier 500 and say, "Be gone, demon"? You're so mean. You just kicked Yusuf so far down the ladder, you dick. Noob to hire is at 800 in the first place spot, and I think maybe I'm gonna have to...
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, this is a very weird game. I want to point out right now, this is a super weird game. We have Naxxramas parked outside the Cult of the Damned starting base here within the first 10 minutes. And not only that, but we have Light Blue completely left alone. Like, almost completely. The Dwarves have not been pushed out of Dun Algaz, which is weird because we thought the Dark Horde's inactivity in Outland would result in more activity in not Outland, outside Outland, Outland, if you will. Outlandish. Oh, and Naxxramas has raised itself up and is floating into the enemy forces. Lorthamar Theron and a number of other alliance forces are a little bit, sorry, I was going to say heroes, are very weak on the front line, and we can see... Oh, and it just plants itself right the fuck down. You know what he just said? Zephyro Rose was like, hey, you know you want to kill this. And you know you want to kill everything else too. Pick. Any damage that Naxxramas soaks up is essentially free because I guarantee you the repair cost on that is worth whatever damage is being done. It has 20 fortified armor, 1200 health, and is a floating tank of a base. It's essentially a unit that spawns shit. Yeah, including those frostworms that you see right now. So, where's my gain? Gain, I want to put the gain just a little bit down. The True Watch removed the ban on noobs to hire. I didn't... Cracker Snatcher's... oh, whoa, Cracker Snatcher's back. Everyone be nice. Alright, so outside of Capital City right now, we are seeing that the Alliance is nervous. Whoa. What is... Oh, is that a rotate button? What? I have those options too to like literally just rotate, or that's bananas. Okay. Well, that's good because I didn't know I could do that and just be like, hey. So if I park right here and want to watch the whole battle, what, I just hit 0 and be like, ooh, okay, interesting. Now the undead are definitely in a winning position here. We realize that only the Highborn, Lordaeron, and a small contingent of Dalaran mages are here. It's not even most of what we would expect as far as forces go. I think that they're going to be forced to retreat into Capital City at some point because the aggressive use of Naxxramas by our Cult of the Damned player, the presence of Teal, and I think he just launched the Plague. Yes, he did. We'll see gray bases spawning all over Lordaeron and preparing to take over things. Teal, our demon player, receives a large amount of undead forces in his own Great Plague Cauldron in order to start the assault on Stratholme City. As you can see, Stratholme City spawning a number of zombies. They're going to have to hope that the cannon towers and everything else can take them out. If you just park a few, as Light Blue, if you were to just build a few of your Great Hawks and then park them in that city, waiting for the event, it's a very good call. I know it costs money. I know there's other things going on in your life, and you can't really help it. So, holy crap. Are we going to see the Draenei retake Outland? Is that what's happening? I'm really confused. Oh, no. He's already sent them home. He's decided, screw it, I want to focus on Lordaeron. Everything else is going to shite. We can see the map in the down. It's flashing red all over the place. Anderhall already under attack. It seems like... Oh, okay. So what the undead did is a lot of people choose to go for... a lot of people choose to go for a landing or a doom drop or a teleport. There's also the option of using the Deathgate portal located within your area. You can see the Deathgate portal here in Northrend just outside the Frozen Throne. The Deathgate portal will teleport you to Skullomance. Doesn't matter if that was Gray's starting base or not. It's just you're going to Skullomance. And this will allow them to trap the Alliance forces between them. You can see the Highborn already on the run. Cult of the Damned likely pushing... Ah, shite. Let's go ahead and check here, guys. We can see Cult of the Damned and Demons already heavily pushing on the gate. The swarm of undead. Luckily, most of them are trying to just, like, push their way through the wood and get to their enemies. Nonsensically, almost. Oh, and look at that. Skull of Gul'dan being used excellently to damage Dirty Harry's knights behind this gate. Yes, it's going to be a while before the undead can break through. It seems that they are not reinforced properly with siege units right now. And actually, Noxtrom is fucking right off. Going to leave the undead and the demons and everything here just to bang on the wall by themselves. Either way, if you're wondering what that purge effect is, yes, once again, the purple player was very intelligent and built an arcade shield generator. Really, really super useful. I'm seeing down south now, though, oh shit, the Dwarves and the Dark Horde have finally come into conflict with one another, and once again, 0-2 upgrades favoring our Dwarves and 0-1 upgrades not favoring Dark Horde. I'd say the existence of these Griffins right here at the top are going to make a huge difference. Their AoE damage is going to start to stack up if Dark Horde isn't careful. You can see, look, I'm telling you, read the health bar story. Who's got more green in their pocket? Now, I have to admit, what I have in my pocket is not green, but it is good for you. I've got something for you in my pocket. Just watched that South Park episode the other day. My God. Alright, so here's the new problem, guys. Armageddon does have a number of blacksmiths and a number of barracks, and he's obviously quite prepared to defend Tyr's Hand. However, I don't know where his actual army is. Ooh, it's down here south, just outside Skullmanth. So his options are either going... He's caught. He's outflanked right now by the undead. He can't actually get back to Tyr's Hand without running through an undead army or spending a lot of money on a teleport or going a lot out of his way to get on a boat. In the meantime, I think Light Blue will be relying mostly on his militia archers, 2 upgrades into his range damage, and it looks like already having gotten the anti-undead damage upgrade for his archers. Extra holy damage being dealt, and once again, Dwarves have pushed... Ooh. Alright, a little help from purple here. St. Onyx has made sure that the Dwarves don't have to run away. Can you turn the Celtiverse on? Like that, right? It makes you very nervous not knowing where the forces are at. See, the point of a replay is to be cinematic and informative. I'll turn the health bars on and off. I promise you, buddy. I won't leave you in the dark. Who got Outland? Kargath? I believe it's probably Kargath. It's definitely the undead. Oh, you think we're playing Lordaeron the Aftermath, don't you? No, no, no. This is Lordaeron the Foremath. The demons in orange are allied. Teal and orange are allied. This is a 6v6 as of right now. We've seen... No, actually 6v5. No Dragon Maw. No Dragon Maw. How much money? Oh, it hurts. 1,700 gold on that brown army. But even just using his barracks to produce flanking forces and meat shields would be more effective than not using it. I want to point that out. They do have control. It hasn't been taken away yet due to forces being realigned. Alright, Light Blue. Still tempting to do some damage in Skullmanth. He could have sent them through to attack the Lich King's fortress, but that would have been... Alright, and all alone without any heroes or any real support. Armageddon's forces at 2-1 upgrades. More attack than defense. Our Cult of the Damned player more invested in his casters. Damned mages, necromancers, and let's see, yep, Dawn and Exiles all fully upgraded to master levels. That means a level of summons that you cannot understand, but you also have to understand about summons, and Tyr's Hand is that it has a magical aura that just kills all your summoned undead units, so fucking goodbye. Doesn't mean he can't win, it just means he's not gonna stomp. There's a difference between winning and just destroying someone's life. Right, Abomination's heading down south. Looks like our Highborn player has gathered up a number of units, 2 upgrades into his piercing magic, 0 into anything else, and it looks like he will be going for a caster heavy build, most likely focusing on polymorph slows and the other. The spells are slightly janked on these. Let's see if they list them correctly. No, that sorceress does not have slow, invisible, and polymorph yet. I think polymorph comes when you're blood elves. They wait because it's too powerful early on. It's way too powerful early on. Say I use them to make units and then unally them to feed my heroes. That's another option for a player. You can just use all their money to make a bunch of easy to slay stupid units and then unally them and get all of the experience and happiness in the world. Some Dragon Ball units have been made by their allies, or at least utilized. Not enough to make a real difference, though. Oh, Jesus Christ. Armageddon's trying to hold, but I think he's freaking out about something. What is it, buddy? Okay. A small force of demons from Alder, the Fell Beast, will get wiped out. In the meantime, I think Tyr's Hand's going down. Tyr's Hand doesn't have much longer for this world. Which is odd, because the Alliance were stomping so completely. Alder has moved his undead units not to take Stratholme. In fact, he has moved them past Stratholme to join up with undead units elsewhere? What? Okay. Is it just shortcast? No, Noobs for Hire. We did a live cast earlier. I expect I'll do a little short shoutcast right now, and then a live cast, and then a shoutcast to round it out, and that should be just about the right amount of time. Oh, I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break and make myself a sandwich after this. I am hungry. I have not had breakfast at all. The undead have pushed out the Highborn. No real contest from Tyr's Hand, and I think Dwarves, yeah, handing it down south right now. We'll probably speed it up to ×4 speed. There's not a lot of action going down, except for the Cult of the Damned. I should have mentioned the Cult of the Damned did move down into Dalaran's territory to take a number of control points. However, that's not going to affect him in the long run. And Donkey, the Dwarves, has been smart enough to make sure he gets both easily attainable gold mines. A 4th gold mine here being in the north on that continent. I don't think you want to do that. People in the chat are like, what, there's more lore breaking going on? Look, it's tough to make this playable and completely lore friendly, but they do their very best. Arthas Menethil, okay, so let's go ahead and go through our players right now. Dirty Harry with Arthas Menethil, Lord Othmar Garethos, and Prince Galen Trollbane. Armageddon in control of Uther the Lightbringer and the Silverhand forces. Zephyr Rose only has Kel'Thuzad and not the Plaguebringer, currently wrecking the crap out of Tyr's Hand. Voodoo Juju, controlling the Ranger Corps, probably moving just out of Stratholme and now south to Tyr's Hand to try to do some damage soon but never. Shadow Council with Terran Gorfiend and Vorpal. Oh, Vorpal's super low level. What's going on? He's level 2. Doesn't seem to have participated much. He's going to go open the Dark Portal finally in Outland. Rex, of course, Kargath, Rend, and Voon. Trolls and Orcs and smelly people in general. Parked outside the actual town of Kargath. The Dwarves with Magnai and Falstad, they're parked just north of Kargath waiting to get into that engagement. Xanonics, Mages, teleporting to, let's find out. Jaina and Antonidas are heading where? Oh goody, they're heading actually up north into the lands of the Blood Elves to help try to defend against Azothancasts' attack. Voodoo Juju needs to close this gate right now, shutting off the undead army in half, otherwise they're in a lot of trouble. Alder, our teal unit, Tichondrius and Deathrog both heavily damaged sitting outside Skolomance. Avo Fellblade, he's got a new rag and Putricide and he's pushing his way deep into the Elven lands right now. And Arthas has lost Lorthamar but still has Anastarian. If he loses Anastarian, he can go Blood Elves. All of these many things being said, I'm actually really worried about the Alliance right now. They started off doing phenomenally well and they've just kind of boned to themselves. Well, batch of High Elven Archers. If he's smart, very good defensive bit. If he's dumb and leaves it there like I do all the time, just going to feed his enemies. So easy to kill. I don't think there's any real action going on in Outland.
Our allies'
No, not yet.
Our sacred grove is being
Oh, Jesus Christ! El Saco Crazy. Did he seriously just message me? Hey, fuckface, you seen Gracie? I have not seen Gracie. What's up, Alex? How you doing, buddy? It's been a long time.
Our allies' town needs help.
Go fucking... There we go. Oh, crap. Okay, so the Undead are basically storming their way through Qualth of Lost, and at the moment they have 2-3 upgrades, getting to spend a lot more time upgrading the early game than the players who had to be in the shit. But now that's sort of benefiting him, as the South players are... Again, I want to point out the fact that the Dwarves are wrecking the ever-living donkey balls out of our Horde player. Alright. I'm trying to figure out where he's invested that this damage is coming from. It seems to be mostly just defensive upgrades. He probably got Magnai's Strength of the Wild. Yeah, there it is. I just saw it get dispelled, which was a smart move by our Horde player. But it was essentially that Yellow has... He's gone fully into defense upgrades, but he got a 300 gold increase at his barracks that allows his main hero to cast a super buff on his army every once in a while. It's totally worthwhile, I want to point out. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, so then I press F1 off screen. Still figuring out these camera controls bit by bit. In the north, the Undead continue harassing the mages and the Highborn. I really think there's no point in defending against the Undead right now. Even the Dwarves are getting pushed back, so this could herald a turnaround for our evil team, who, again, have lacked a Dragon Maw player since the very beginning in the 6v6, so they've been at a disadvantage. Nice use of the Arcane Shield Generator. If it does finish, this will slow down the Undead assault as they all start getting purged. Are you ready to purge, Morty? You better fucking purge. Haven't seen you streaming for a bit. Oh. Don't worry about it. El Saco, I'm not actually playing right now, but I'm shoutcasting. You can stay and... oh, Alex, you should play in the next one. If you can stay and have Warcraft 3, I would love to have you join, bud. Anyway. Avo Fellblade and the Undead are in such a good position right now. As soon as he destroys the Arcane Shield Generator, that is, he'll just start stomping. Green. Oh, I thought that was actually the Alliance Green player I was seeing. Instead, it's the Dark Horde, joined by the Shadow Council, who still only has 2 control points. What is going on? Burning... It just feels like the Burning Legion, the Dark Horde, none of them worked together. The Undead thankfully did a ton of damage when they first started invading. Otherwise, the South fight would have been completely over. Scarlet Crusade, having turned because of Uther's death, now faces... He left. Did he leave? Little baby back bitch left. So anyway, Stratholme will fall to the evil team. And I'm excited to see how these alliances pan out. Avo Fellblade, let's check real quick. Definitely still allied with evil.
Our forces are under attack.
And the Dwarves are completely alone. Believe it or not, they're just abandoned. The poor dumb bastards.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, I was going to say, hopefully we will see the Alliance try to hold at this next bridge at the Quel'Thalas Gate. Otherwise, Silvermoon's going to be their next target, just in the offing. And once that... Look, Silvermoon's a wonderful choke point, but it's not as good as this bridge. There's a reason the campaign made you fight out here. You want to do it in stages. Play like Sylvanas. Be a bitch. Victor TV says, Yusuf lost to Noob Alliance, then allied them and base aimed while having level 7 heroes and nearly no upgrades. Oh no, is that a real thing that happened? I don't care. We'll play a KTA after this since we did an LTF earlier. Kalimdor the Aftermath should be a lot of fun. Alright, look, I'm not saying this is boring fights right now, but this is some boring ass fights. Y'all are all over the place and a lot of people are dropping / moving, and I'm not seeing a ton of actual activity. Yes, the Undead are wrecking shop up north. I don't care. That's old news. I totally... These mutated ghouls are pretty badass. I think they're coming from Putricide. But to be able to chuck out a set, what is it, 4 ghouls? That's 4,800 health for the cost of a spell. It's like, here, have a patchwork. In 4s. With technically more damage overall. Cult of Damned is still milling about trying to figure out what he's going to do. Armageddon... How do you lose this map when your units heal that hard? Look at that. That peasant's like, what's up, bruh? You wanna fucking go? That's Mike Tyson down there. Just like, yeah, that's cool. Okay, the healing eventually stopped, but that was a little funny. That might have been my favorite peasant. The Sicilian warrior. We have a Sicilian peasant. I think only El Saco knows who the Sicilian warrior is. Dunhaga Station's still fine, and as of yet, no attempts from the air forces of our brown player to target down this Dwarven Siege Cannon. For those of you who don't know, the Dwarven Siege Cannon, yeah, go ahead and look at those stats. 3,000 range, very slow attack speed, but a bananas amount of damage. It really keeps you on the back foot and uncomfortable with moving in.
Search complete.
Generally, it's a good idea to try to target them down with dragons.
Forces are under attack. Our brethren's town is under attack.
Wow. Alright, yeah, add Azothan me if you want me to see it, because that's a lot of talkies. I don't know what's against Twitch terms of service, or agreements of service, or whatever it's called, TOS. I don't know. But what I do know is I'm probably going to get in trouble with them eventually and have to learn through experience. I don't know if you've ever heard of learning the hard way, but it's literally the only way I learn anything. Back to the fight. Siege engines. Yeah, I don't know how much more neutral I can be in that. 1-4 upgrades now, attack defense for our Dwarven player. We'll go ahead and check his enemies. At the moment, 0-1 upgrades. He has been smashing the Dark Horde. And the only problem is going to be that I think, soon but never, has upgraded his Warlocks to Master level. He's upgraded his Necrolites to Master level. He's probably going to have his Hero Squad up to Master level soon. That is so many summons, so much Chaos damage, so many undead spawns. The Dwarves don't have the dispels to handle it. So yes, he's got this cannon. Yes, he's got a lot of damage. Yes, he's got a lot of AoE. But if green flanks or green pushes in a different direction, forces purple... Oh, whoa. I'm sorry. Donkey's not a ding-dong. And what he's done is made several Dwarven keep towers to block off this southern attack route. And holy crap, this has become much more serious. You think he was playing softball? No, he's playing hardball. This dwarf is never not hard. Hard. Rough. Ooh, crap. So the elves did manage to actually lose that first gate because the undead flanked around, taking their pathway through the troll-controlled lands. Troll-controlled? Anyway, going east and north then through Quel'Thalas to try to attack the gates right here. I think... Oh, bad move. Even if the gates get closed right now, these Nerubian Aedsocks, upon being destroyed, spawn. That's right, Nerubian guards. 1,500 health each, and I think 4 or 5 of them behind your lines. Arthas 242 is being pretty willy-nilly with his willingness to close that gate. Come on, buddy, it's got 10,000 health. Fucking utilize it for what it's for. He might be trying to pull a hero in or something, which is not the worst idea, but still. It makes me very nervous to have it open that long. And the Dwarves are also under assault now at Donagaz Station, pushing back the Dwarves once more. Yes, it's bloody. Yes, they're going to lose a lot of units. But this is pretty decent targeting, using his siege units to attack the green casters in the back to take more damage as unarmored units. However, he didn't have a lot of mortar teams. What he did have were the siege engines, which are just, quite honestly, not as effective. The Horde now with a slight advantage is going to start to push into Donalgaz Station. They'll run into the improved cannon towers and arcane shield generators, but it's a lot of units. I think if Yellow tries to hold the sheer amount of slight AoE damage that is destroying this army bit by bit, let's try to get closer to ground level and watch it just disappear. The Dwarven Bear units, a solid line here on the... Ooh, okay. We've been teleported north to go look at Kael'thas, who thinks he's so pretty he needs to interrupt our fight. Dwarves do hold. Donkey using a little bit of that stored up money now to reinforce the front lines, and he does. So much damage done to the Horde. I gotta say, even if he lost that first fight, the fact that he was able to pull them into a loss in the second fight... I mean, let's check gold, just to make sure that I'm not talking out of my ass right here. He's got 500 gold. I might have been talking out of my ass. Rex 5? 157. Okay. It's not a lot. It's not enough to reinforce and fight. But for green, if he gets a bunch of casters, yeah, that's a significant chunk. Trying to hunt down right now where I think the big fights are going on, and I don't know. Undead have clearly taken Quel'Thalas and Silvermoon. I don't know if our Blood Elf player Arthas is going to try to do much else. Let's check with Arthas. No, he might stay south. No real reason for him to put himself in trouble, and our Dalaran player has teleported south to try to help Donalgaz Station now. Let's check what upgrades and casters he's using mostly. He's got Constructionists with Rune Wards, Bind, and Arcane Constructs. That's kind of essentially a Mind. magic control, and summon a big-ass
Our
unit.
sacred grove is being desecrated.
Of course, we have priests and other basic units. Tearsfall agents for teleport. Kirin Tor agents for chain heals. Oh, what is this? Oh, fuck me sideways. Demons went all out and have actually managed to do a ton of damage here at Dalaran. All the buildings are invulnerable. There's our mage player teleporting in at the last second to try to defend Dalaran. It looks like the demons sneakily managed to get over here and use their heroes and elites to summon a small army of Eredar sorcerers. They would have been smarter to build those Eredar sorcerers and use them to make portals outside of the base, but nice. A last-minute defense. And Dirty Harry saying, "The king is here. Have no fear," which very makes me think of All Might, like, "Never fear, I am here." All Might gives me the Animu boners. All right. Less support now for the dwarves down at Donalgas Station, but to be fair, he did just wreck the armies. It'll take him a minute to get back on their feet. Rex, with very few upgrades comparatively, is going to have to bring more forces to the field, and is, of course, also attacking a fortified position. So just it snowballs on the amount of forces he's going to need to actually make an impact. I'm trying to think what he could do at the moment that would be more effective. Honestly, keeping the dwarves pinned in is important. I would say bringing some siege units down here and some ranged units, put the ranged along this firing line to anticipate the griffins and air that'll be sent, and then have the siege attack these dwarven keep towers, luring him into attack. That he will either have to retreat, attack you, or suffer a number of air losses, and either way, at least you control the tempo of the fight. The only problem with that, again, is that Yellow does have superior upgrades from not wasting his money in these fights as much. So he'll be able to do more with less. And Dirty Harry, being a bit of a wizard, wishing the wizards would show up, his main gate is about to fall. This is a weird choice. I would argue that Dirty Harry should have had Oathmark Garithos on the front line, attacking and harassing and trying to do some damage here, because losing a gate's never good in Lordaeron on the Foremath. They're 10,000 health and they're a one-shot kill. You can't rebuild them. Victor's been timed out. What is going on? Alright, look, Yusuf and Victor are now having a dick measuring contest in my chat, so enjoy that.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Sweet baby Josephine. Come on. Oh, I'm sorry, there's now some blood elves who've moved into Outland. They're going to take back Maru, probably establish themselves a little blood elf death knight establishment and do some kind of evil with that. The only question is, will they ally themselves with the Dark Horde or the Legion or both? And they're kind of a wild card right now. Voodoo Juju, Ranger Corps, after losing most of Silvermoon, has decided to become a pirate. He's gone to the islands and will take control of Barrett and Hold, occasionally spawning units to give himself creep gold.
Town is under attack.
Maru will go to the Blood Elves, enabling them to become Blood Elf Knights and Paladins or whatever. Blood Knights. The bloody biscuits that I found deep in my buttered gravy. I can sound like I have jowls, but it's like I want to be B-word fat. Buttery biscuit, beautiful bounty. Ah, shit, that's not what I meant to do. I want to check out Avo Fellblade and see where the fuck he thought teleporting to was so important. I see what happened. So, Tyrion Fordring has spawned with the Ashbringer here in Northrend, and this is not a dumb blue player. He said, sure, I've just won the Sunwell, and I could sit on my fucking laurels and do nothing at all, or I could 100% teleport to Arcaris. Is that, no, what Temple of Enkila, nowhere near what I said, and murder the crap out of this player, because I think his upgrades are probably only stacking for at 2-4 at this point, with Darkfall and Blood Knights. Meaning, oh shit, we have an Illidari.
I have come to replace you. You're a relic, Magtherin. A ghost of a past age. The future is mine. From this moment on, Outland and all of its denizens will bow to me.
Oh shit. Okay, so wait, hold on. Yes, I think an alliance just occurred. Light Blue was smart enough to teleport out. That was a wonderful choice. Blue didn't want him in Northrend, and he didn't want to be there. But Rex 5, do you now have control of Illidan? Oh my god, guys. Okay, so our Dark Horde player has actually decided to become Illidari. That's pretty awesome. I'm sure the Alliance is confused because the Undead is winning up north, but no one else is winning down south, and I think the Dragon Maw clan, now that they're no longer going to have an ally in the form of Dark Horde, and from what I can tell, just saying, Alder doesn't seem to be doing too much actual damage. It's more likely that we're going to see the Dragon Maw go for the Twilight's Hammer clan and upgrade that pathway, hoping to eventually claim Deathwing. For now, though, the Blood Elves and these forces are going to clear up... Oh, wait, but that's right. So technically, I think Teal and Brown are still allied with Green. They're still a 3-person team, but if Green gets caught between the Blood Elves and their ability to silence, as well as the Dark Horde's new ability to wreck the crap out of units with mana because of his Demon Hunters, it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well at all.
Our brethren's town is under attack.
Can't the Dark Horde just send artillery? Oh shit, we crashed. Okay, so that's actually a good crash point, so we can rejoin in at a later... we'll fast forward real quick here while we take our break. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Join us for part 2. This has been the one, the only, the Aslan, doing a shoutcast of Lordaeron the Foremath. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.